You told them you were going to double their salary.
Yeah.
And then you actually had to do it.
Right.
How did you pull it off?
Well, it's tricky. You know, I took the $1 million pay cut.
That's right.
Oh, so this guy was getting paid $1 million himself. That's crazy, huh? Hey guys, Bryson here, and okay, so imagine if today, automatically, just as a standard, every single person got paid $70,000 every single year as a paycheck, okay, for your job. Well, this CEO actually did this, and now his company is actually thriving. Now, you know, right now, minimum wage is around $7.25 to $11 and maybe 81 cents, like the national average. However, New York is around $15, but imagine though, imagine if everyone got paid $70,000, more money to spend, all this stuff. Well, obviously, it's not that simple, you know. More money basically devalues it, you know, so that could be a problem. And it'll be interesting though. But I want to find out exactly what did this guy actually do, right? How did he manage to actually raise that far? What industry is he in? And, you know, do you want to find out about this? So potentially you might change careers and go straight into here where you can basically start off with $70,000. And by the way, he's been doing this for around 6 years. Without further ado though, let's find out exactly what's going on. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified, and welcome back to the Tommy Bryson Show. Let's find out though what's going on. I've been waiting to watch this video for a while, by the way.
This morning we have an update on the story of a CEO who made a stunning
CBS Morning. Who watches cable TV, yo?
announcement
I don't.
on employee pay. This was more than 6 years ago when we first told you about it. 2015, Dan Price is his name. He raised
Minimum pay $70,000 a year. That is a good incentive to go work for this
the
guy.
salary of everyone at his Seattle credit card processing company
Credit card processing company.
to
Interesting.
at least $70,000 a year, at least. Price's decision was met with predictions of bankruptcy from his worst critics, but we're here to tell you now that has not happened. Instead, the company is actually thriving.
And this guy looks like, you know, like the person you'd be like, oh, this guy doesn't have any good, you know, you never know. You never know. Let's find out what's going on though.
And as Carter Evans shows us, the higher pay has helped employees buy homes and start families.
That's fine, right? Higher pay, you can buy a home, you can start a family. But it's important to understand that if a company is doing something, right, that is not the norm, meaning paying you a lot more money than you're actually worth, for example, which you're able to provide, eventually, if the company does go belly up and you kind of like created a lifestyle around this big salary and you lose your job, you might just lose everything too. So it's very important to kind of like, okay, I'm getting paid extra money. I know this is not normal. So I'm not going to consider this, for example, like my normal paycheck. I'll probably just use a lot less.
New parents and co-workers Carrie Chen and Alex Franklin can't wait to introduce their son to colleagues at work, a company they say made it possible for them to begin a family in the first place.
Yo, that maple syrup, guys, you guys didn't see it, but that maple syrup costs like $20. Look, this maple syrup right here.
Made it possible for them to
I don't know why I know this, but I know this, okay? This is maple syrup, by the way. And it costs somewhere like around like $20 a bottle. It's not cheap.
begin a family in the first place.
And all they got in that fridge is mayo, okay? I think this is like a work, right? This is work, right? I think this is work. I think this is like an office. I don't think this is a house, because this is nobody's house. Fridges look like that.
You weren't the only ones that had a baby, huh?
No, everybody had a baby.
So it's a baby boom here. Why do you think that's happening?
Because you can afford it.
We can afford it.
They both
Yeah.
work at Gravity Payments in Seattle, a credit card processing company
Gravity Payments.
with a CEO who 6 years ago did something that shocked everyone.
And we're going to have a minimum $70,000 pay rate for everyone that works here.
That's awesome.
You had people making $35,000.
And by the way, once you make past $7,000, like money doesn't really do that much for you. Like, you know, it doesn't really increase your lifestyle that much. Like, that's like a statistic. So raising up this high obviously was not like a random figure. He knew why he did it, you know. And if people have this job that are getting paid so much money, what do they want to do? They want to keep this job, obviously, and they want to work harder, and they want to actually give a lot more to the company, right? So obviously some strategic stuff going on between this decision.
But you told them you were going to double their salary.
Yeah.
And then you actually had to do it.
Right.
How did you pull it off?
Well, it's tricky. You know, I took the $1 million pay cut.
That's right,
Oh, so this guy was getting paid $1 million himself. That's crazy, huh? $1 million. What's $1 million divided by $70,000? Well, that's around 14. So that's 14 people he could pay off of it, basically like not paying himself that much and raise the $70,000. That's a lot.
$1 million pay cut. Dan Price was simultaneously hailed as a hero and eviscerated as an enemy of capitalism.
Lunatic
Listen to this.
of all lunatics, Dan Price.
Personally, I think he's a socialist.
I hope this
Socialist.
company is a case study in MBA programs because it's going to fail.
Because it's going to fail. I don't know, man. People are crazy, huh? Like the media, like you're damn if you do, you're damn if you don't, huh? Like it's crazy. I mean, if I have a company and I'm getting paid a lot of money, and I'm able to raise my employees' paycheck, right? By the way, it's competition, right? So you have Google and Apple, and also, for example, other software companies like maybe like IBM, Tesla. Like, guess what? Like, do they get paid the same amount of money? The answer is no, right? But they have attractive perks and packages to basically get better talent to come work for them, right? So it's not that crazy.
But that didn't happen.
So you've almost doubled the number of employees,
Yeah.
and you've tripled business.
Yeah.
Double the numbers of employees. That's crazy. And tripled business.
And you're still paying a minimum of $70,000 a year.
Correct.
How much do you make?
I make $70,000 a year.
To pay his
Oh, wow. So he also makes $70,000 a year. That's
own
awesome.
bills, Price downsized his own life, sold a second home he owned, and tapped into his own savings.
I think it was a
Oh, that's maybe not the smart idea right there,
big
huh?
risk.
Andrew Haffenbrack teaches at the University of Washington's Foster School of Business.
It does go against what people expect and what we usually see in terms of corporations and companies.
These days, average CEO
It's because the thing is that usually it's supposed to be 80-20. You make 80% of the profits, and then your employees make like 20% of the profits also, right? So it's like 80-20 split. But this guy just basically evened out the whole thing.
compensation is 320 times more than the salaries of their typical workers.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This shows that isn't the only way for a company to be successful and profitable. Do you pay what you can get away with, or do you pay what you think is ideal or reasonable or fair?
Why aren't more companies
You pay what the market says, right? That's what it is. You pay what the market says.
doing this?
I would say that's the failure of this. You know, I feel like I've been shouting from the rooftop, like, this works, everybody should do it. And 0 big companies are following suit because the system values having the highest return with the
Yeah.
lowest risk and the lowest amount of work.
But Price
I don't think it's the highest. I think it's more like they're trying to have their costs be very low. That's all it is, and they want to make more money.
thinks Gravity's returns are up in large part because bigger paychecks have led to fiercely loyal employees.
Our
Yeah.
turnover rate was cut in half.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to quit that company either.
So when you have employees
The average person, by the way, makes around like $36,000 to like $40K a year, guys. Making $70,000 is a lot of money.
staying twice as long, their knowledge of how to help our customers skyrocketed over time. And that's really what paid for the raise more so than my pay cut.
That's awesome.
The company did take a hit during the pandemic, losing 55% of its business.
55% of its business. That's crazy.
March 2020, at one point, Price figured Gravity would
I think the dangerous part about this is, right, it wouldn't be a smart idea to say, well, all the money the company gets, I'm going to share with my employees. Because when things slow down, then obviously you're going to have a lot of hiccups and you're going to have to cut people. But if you say, well, I'm going to keep that whole idea of like $70,000, but all the profits and stuff like that, it stays either with me or with the company. So that way the company always has a surplus. So if things go wrong, like you're good to go. Because I'm thinking about it like not from like a business standpoint, but more like from this guy just likes a company that he has and he wants to help his employees, honestly.
was only 4 months away from failing. But
That's
it
crazy.
bounced back after its employees voluntarily took a temporary pay cut.
We reduced our salary to $40,000.
Yeah, I think we took each about somewhere around 60%.
Are you
That's crazy.
back up to normal now?
Not only back to normal, Gravity repaid us all of the pay cut that we had voluntarily given up.
We
That is
get a
awesome.
little play.
But that's super dangerous. You see what I mean, guys? So you gotta be careful when you raise your lifestyle to a level that is not like in association with like the market level. Not to sound like Mr. Smarty Pants, but it means that if I know that flipping burgers gets me paid $15 an average, like a McDonald's or whatever in New York, and I go to this company, it's called McBurger, and they're saying like, hey, we're gonna pay you $40 an hour. You can't build a lifestyle around that because you know it's not sustainable for that long. So you gotta be very careful, very careful.
Pen in here for you.
Price says Baby Thomas is one of 60 new additions to the company family over the past 6 years. He also
Yeah, people have more money. They want to have babies.
claims the number of employees buying homes has gone up tenfold.
We are right on
More money, more homes, and babies.
track for the American dream. You
That's not the American dream. That's the American hustle. Be very careful with all this stuff.
know, we have a beautiful baby boy, a wonderful home, a beautiful life. We're not only just living, we're able to thrive.
And
Yeah, and that's awesome.
they're able to say thank you to the man who made it possible.
He has his dream car. We're like, hey, let's like, if we all
Yeah, so this sounds very stupid, okay? This is what I was telling you guys about, like raising your lifestyle to something crazy. This car, he has a Tesla, probably like another like $700 a month he's paying for this stuff, right? And then he has this new home he's gonna buy, another $2,000, $3,000 a month, and then he has the baby, right? So be careful. You know, there's something called the Parkinson's law that means, hey, you raise the level of your expenses to the level of your income, and it always just plateaus, and you live paycheck to paycheck. Be very careful. It's something that I struggle with. You know, I might have a high income, but I try to live as modestly as possible to just keep investing because I'm also aware that things can change.
all chip in just a little bit, we can make it happen, and we did.
My employees had done way more for me than
Oh, this guy bought the car. They bought him the car. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I could ever do for them. So the fact that they wanted to get me such an unreal, amazing gift,
That's awesome.
it's pretty special. I
Those are his friends,
don't
bro.
know if I can put it into words.
You could have afforded that with your old salary.
Yeah, that's true. I'm way happier now than I was before.
Oh, this feels good.
At Gravity Payments, it seems like there's a lot of that going around.
I think that guy's just happy, man. I think capitalism and a free country means let people run their business
For
however they want to
CBS
run it.
Mornings, I'm Carter Evans.
If he wants to run it this way, let him run it this way. He's happy, his employees are happy, people are happy, then what's the problem?
Seattle.
The problem is, though, when you try to start mandating other companies to do the same thing. No, like, let him do his thing. If somebody else wants to try that, let him try it.
Well, it's a beautiful story on so many levels.
Gorgeous.
First Dan does that, then the employees do that, and then they get Dan to Tesla. He's always wanted. I
Bravo.
loved
Done.
all of it.
Pay
Thank you,
attention.
Carter.
Well done, Dan.
Well done, Dan.
That is awesome. So well done, Dan. Well done, Dan. Okay, well done, Dan. Let me go back here. I wanna give this video a like. So let me go back here because the video deserves a like, obviously. Okay, so it's not loading up. Okay, I'll give the video a like later. But guys, overall, what are my thoughts here? My thoughts are, this guy decided to take a very risky move, right? He lowered his paycheck by a lot, and he wasn't stupid. He used that money to hire more people, to incentivize his employees through monetary purposes, obviously, and it tripled his business. He hired more people, and basically he's making even more money, but he's still making the same $70,000. Now the problem is, for example, right, if he's only able to pay himself this much money, because that's all he has, you gotta be very careful. At the end of the day, you're running a business. If the business is not healthy, your employees are not going to be healthy for long either. And that's the main problem here. So if I were doing this, right, I'll say, okay, that's fine, whatever. But I want to make sure the business is making more money, right? It always has to be, hey, I can't have operation costs be more than like, usually it's like 20%, 5%, honestly. But in this case, because he wants to be all happy and stuff, maybe like 50%. The rest of the money is going towards building like a fund for the company or whatever. So that way you can kind of like maintain like the whole level for like at least 12 months. Like having like an emergency fund for the company, you know, so things don't go that bad. And making sure he's okay too, because sometimes you try to help someone, but you might not be okay, Dan. So make sure you're okay, Dan. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this video, guys. A great video overall. A great story overall. Like, honestly, it's great. It's solid. Is it normal? No. Do I recommend it? Probably not. Probably not. But he did it. It worked out for him. If you want to try it also, give it a try. See what happens, okay? So let's go back to the video for proof here. I'm going to go ahead and give this video a like, obviously. And people are saying, hey, we need more company owners like him. Having employees be so loyal and take 60% pay cut. Just look at the man's smile. He treats his employees like valuable assets. Interesting guy, good job. A man stands at his tallest when he bends down to someone smaller than him. You know, obviously, a lot of support here. A lot of support. But, he's running a business, you know, so make sure he's okay too. Yeah. Overall, guys, tell me what you think about this video right here. Comment down below. Let me know. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And as always, if you want to call me, link down below for free, or send me a DM on Instagram at Bryson, or watch more content here, or join the other channels. As always, peace out. See you guys tomorrow.